Today, I have a very important person. I'm talking about the VIP of VIPs with me, and it is such an honor to have you here. He has found success in music and film. He's doing a podcast and just really spreading the word about how amazing his network is and all the contributions and gifts that God has given him. He is sharing with others. So help me welcome Big Bootsie. Thanks for coming.
How you doing?
I'm blessed.
Oh, I'm blessed. Everything love, man. Appreciate you having me on your show, man.
Appreciate you showing up and just being a part of what we're doing. You know, really what we stand for is just sharing how we're supporting our communities, how we're using what God has given us, because, you know, the word says our gifts will make room for us so that we can inspire others to start where they are and be their best. So hopefully the world will become a better place through everybody just doing their part. So right. Speaking of that, let's talk about, you know, you doing your part. I know you have your podcast going, but you've also done some really amazing things throughout your career. So how has pouring into others and being poured into brought you here?
Well, what brought me here is my love for music. You know, if you want to start at the beginning, you know, I used to be, I jumped off the porch early. I was in the mean streets of New York City, Harlem is where I'm familiar with the Paid in Full movie. That really was our life. I was one of the young boys up under the AZs, the Rich Porters and stuff of that nature.
I actually had a chance to meet AZ like a year and a half ago. We were working on a project together, helping him out with something. So yeah, I know AZ.
What's up? Well, that's my big brother. I started off with him when he was working in the cleaners, and I wanted to make some money, and I was delivering the clothes for him. He gave me something to do. So that's my story from there, from the streets all the way up. I'm gonna skip over all of that. That's a whole nother story. So, well, AZ rap group back in the days, they was real big. Eazy-E and them went hard at them beefing, saying that they was the first hardcore rappers. Well, anyway, that turned, I had love for music through my moms and my pops. So anyway, I started rapping due to the fact of AZ started rapping, and I started doing my thing with the rap music. And then later on down the road, skip over that, I learned the music game, and I wanted to create my own label. And I created my own label while I was still in the middle of rapping, and I started doing some songs with Big L, God bless the dead. I probably one of the last with a song with Big L on it, and McGruff, that was signed with Heavy D. And you know, and the rest was history. That's what kind of started my course in the music industry.
Wow, there's a lot of history there. You guys were pioneering. And you know, really, you guys have your own sound even to this day. You know, I'm here in DC, and, you know, we have a sound also. But like you said, you know, you guys were like pioneering that really hardcore rap that's really kind of led to what is going on now. So wow, just to be a part of that. Yeah, congratulations just on your success and seeing the opportunity to start your own label and, you know, stepping up to leadership in that way. So that's a really great example of how you were able to pour into others and give them the opportunity that you had. But a lot of people complain about the unfairness of the business side of music. So again, I just commend you for getting educated and taking action and, you know, stepping into leadership in the industry.
A lot of them, because they be too thirsty to get on. As soon as you flash a couple dollars in their face, they forget it's paperwork on the other side of that. And you gotta pay that money back. And then you're signing over some of your hard work to the people. So that's why they complain about it. But they only complain about it after they start making money and getting popular. Once now they know that they learned the game. But you know, I was one of the first, even before Jay-Z and Dame, which is my brother Dame and Dash, that's family. And to this day, I still work with him if need be doing stuff. But I put out my own music with CDs, pressed them up and all that on my own in 1992. But I was pushing towards that in 89. So that's way before Jay-Z time. So I already was pushing independently anyway. I just wasn't successful with it because I got incarcerated. And in Maryland, in Jessup, actually, in your neck of the
That's not my neck of the woods. Let's be clear. I did not
claim anything.
Look, I claim two things. I claim California, where I was born and where my whole family is, and I claim DC, where I've chosen to live. Okay? Other than
Maryland,
that's not mine.
It ain't far. You close by. I used to work in DC when we used to go out. We used to work in the politician buildings while I was locked up. And that was a good time to, let my time go by. But
yes.
So I'm gonna do a movie about it. It's called Route 13. I got the police railroaded us. They was locking up a lot of people coming that way, going to Virginia. Before you cross the line,
Exactly.
they'll or Spanish.
This is why I was like, don't associate me with that racist crap going on over there. I don't want it. Yeah.
Right. So it was unfortunate that happened. So I wasn't able to finish pushing my craft independently. So I had started that before Jay-Z and them. I got to tell Dame that too. I forgot to let them know I was one of the first. But they was one of the first that's successful at it besides Mob Style. And A&M caught a bad break themselves because they was popular and they was real big, but the feds got involved trying to make them go back to hustling. Yeah, I was one of the first that did it, and once I had to fall back and worry about getting out of jail. When I got out of jail, I continued what I was doing independently, and I met a guy's name was Nat through one of my management team, and I started selling records independently. So I was selling vinyl in other countries, Canada, London, Africa, and I was getting checks from doing that. I was able to pay the bills by that. Yes. And so after I started doing that is when I moved down south and I opened up my own studio and started attracting a lot of other artists, and I started putting artists out simultaneously. So that's how that happened. And then later on down the road, when AZ sold the script, it was called Trapped at first when he wrote it, and the logo was a cross with a Jesus cross. And then after that,
right?
Paid in Full, exactly.
Yeah, he sent me the original script. I was that's our relationship, as I was helping him on that side of things.
Okay, right. So after that, he sold it to Damon Dash, and then I came home from jail. When he sold it to them, they got the movie and redid it and called it Paid in Full.
Exactly.
And that's how that happened. And I had moved down south by now in North Carolina. So I'm in North Carolina. And after they, I guess, got the budget done by Harvey Weinstein, the creep that everybody's talking about, he put up a $1 million budget for it. They filmed the movie. They moved to Canada to film it. It's cheaper to film over there without having all the headaches instead of filming in New York. It's more expensive to film in New York. Canada, Toronto looks like New York. So filmed it over there. It was over there for 3 months filming. They flew me over to actually do consultant work because I know all the guys who they was portraying to be. Mm-hmm. So I would show the actors, Mekhi Phifer, Wood Harris, how AZ would do with posture, how Rich Porter would do certain things with posture and stuff like that. So I was mainly there for that. And then I ended up, when we came back to New York, we only shot some scenes, about 3 weeks, 3 months in Canada, 3 weeks in New York. So my 2-3 scenes was shot in New York. But, and I'm back and forth the wardrobe. They say, I need you to do a part. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I went and changed. And my scene was the one with Cameron shoot the guy in the ass.
Yeah.
And he said, with a chain, you shining now, B. Remember the guy? He said, you shining, the guy holding the chain up.
Yeah. Oh, snaps. Now I got to go back and watch it again because now I know.
That's me.
Lit. What a small world it is. Like, I knew we was going to have some sort of run-ins because my go-getterness and then who you are. But I didn't know we was going to make the connection that quickly. Like, it's a very small world. So crazy. Yeah, so you're going to write me in the new script, right? You're going to write me in? Yeah. Well, I want to roll. I'm serious.
They're doing Paid in Full too, but it's not going to be a movie. It's not going to be a movie because we don't want to touch that classic. So Dame got people writing right now as we speak. And it's going to be Paid in Full too, but it's going to be a series like Power.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Once the scripts and everything done and I get some in my hand, I will definitely send you.
That I appreciate it. I'll take both. I was talking about your film about the trips from up north coming through here and what that's about and how that was going on. But look, I'll take both. I'll take both though.
Yeah, you can. You don't want to just get one and get everything you can get your hands into.
That's right. So, that's right. And I love acting. So it's, you know, it's all a part of entertainment. So yeah.
So we did the Honor Up movie. That was a blessing. I really came up to New York late for that. That's with Stacey Dash, Cameron, Jadakiss, Styles P, a few other guys from The Sopranos is in there, Oschino. But that's a Dame Dash and Kanye West film. It's on Tubi right now.
I heard about it. I gotta get with Tubi. Everybody keeps talking about Tubi, but I think I was telling you that I'm gonna catch up. Don't worry.
And so I came up late. They pretty much was already filming. They was upstate New York. When they got back, they started filming in Harlem. And I came down there. So, you know, Dame, good dude. That's my bro. He wanted to put me in doing something. So he fit me and gave me a good shootout scene. Make sure he highlighted slow motion, how I shooting and all that. You know, it's kind of at the beginning of it. So, and it shows that I get shot, but it don't show that I get killed. So we doing a part 2 for that. We filming in March coming up. So I'm waiting for the schedule and things of that nature on that permanent. So I don't know if it's all edged in stone, but it sounds like it. But you know, things subject to change in this game. Things just to make things better. So that's a Dame Dash and Kanye West film. It'll be part 2 for that. We actually won an award for the first one. Honor Up.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and it came Black Panther, and Black Panther was selling out, and so was Honor Up selling out. Our film was selling out as well. What people don't know, Dame didn't even write a script. He did that off the top of his head.
Like y'all just went and filmed it.
He just filmed it. He gave people the scenarios of what he wanted, and acted it out.
Genius.
Some genius shit.
Genius. Genius.
Won an award for it with no. So imagine what part 2 is gonna be. But part 2 is gonna be like a prequel. So it ain't really like a part 2 to it. It's gonna be. So I'm waiting to see how strategically he done that. But he actually wrote this one out. So that means he really just real brain to it. So no, you know, this one's going to be extra crazy.
Extra crazy. Y'all have, as a culture, like, you know, New York entertainment industry have always really been on top of these films, like filming the culture, kind of like documenting the times and telling the story, and then doing that with music as well. And then to be able to keep that legacy as a part of entertainment culture in New York, it's just really amazing how no matter how different everybody is or what everybody might be dabbling into, united you guys are in that way.
And our culture opened the door for a lot of people to do a lot of things. And it showed people that you don't really need a record label. You don't really need a movie company to actually invest in you. You just have to have the right eye for certain things, take a few classes and do it yourself. Some guys did it without taking classes. And a lot of guys in our culture didn't know how to work a music board to record music, and learned them by themselves at home. The best that ever did it on this planet right now. Yeah, our culture is a eye opener, or should I say, a career starter for a lot of people. And you know, our urban community is a lot of smart Black brothers when we apply ourselves. That's why my podcast it's called Street Knowledge Podcast. And it's about teaching street knowledge. And I don't just mean street, how to learn how to sell drugs. And I'm teaching them how not to go out there and do what we used to do. Drugs, risking our lives. Now we gotta wait for a lawyer to tell us what to do. Some of us hustling don't even have money up under the bed for a lawyer, and get caught up in there in the public with a public defender. And now you got big boy charges with a lawyer that you need $30,000. So I bring other brothers on to teach that that's successful in the music and movie entities field to teach what they went through and streetwise and how they got successful. And that's what my podcast is about. And then I mix it with celebrities and give celebrity news. And the other one is called the Street Knowledge Report. And I hear something quick, I'll go up there and report it on the Street Knowledge Report, not just do a podcast. So it's a lesson what I teach. with my podcast. Actually, this is my set. I filmed from right here in my house. I set my
I
house.
like we on cribs right now.
This is my
Cool.
set.
Yeah, I've seen it online, but wow, there it is. Super dope.
Green screen, so you won't see, you don't see that once it's when you see it
Right.
online. My producer Jax right here.
What's up, Jax?
That's the man that makes all the magic for me. Sit down. Yep. When you see everything popping up, that's the brain behind that.
Love the team, because everybody needs one.
I can just film a show. After I film one show, I go upstairs, change another outfit, come back down, get somebody on the Zoom, same way we doing. If I don't bring them in-house, do another podcast. And that's how I'm bringing them out. Rolling.
That's right.
So I took my whole living room and made it comfortable. So if I have guests over as I'm filming, they can sit around on the couch and watch the show.
Cool. That's a cool concept. So almost like it's a live audience.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. I love it. I really appreciate how you said you did things pioneering when you were beginning overseas, because this is a global platform. So every guest that we have on has some sort of international affiliation. Yeah, so are you still influencing and inspiring in other countries, or have you become more localized with the US?
Well, how I got over there is because I had a distribution. It was called Unique Distribution out of Hyde Park, New York. One of my friends was familiar with it, and I paid him to manage my company. So, and give him a percentage of whatever's made. So he plugged me with the distributor because he was already doing distribution with his artists. So that's how, and they already have affiliation in other countries with the records. And they'll send me a chart of where my record sold at. That's how I know how much money I was making every month. So that's how I got international. Now, I work with one of my brothers named Wally Coyote, and he's second in charge. His brother named Ghazi that owns Empire Distribution. You familiar with Empire Distribution? They distribute basically all here. Even the ones that, even the little young guys that passed away, they was distributing them as well. Being that I work with them, I'll help my brother find artists that wants to get distribution, and they'll distribute your stuff. And they're in all the other countries worldwide, everywhere, and have your music everywhere it's supposed to be. So yeah, I'll still make sure that I keep my foot into that type of environment as far as worldwide things, and teaching these other cats how to move their artists as well as they label. I do all those services, get it on BT Form, get it on World Star, get it on MTV, get write-ups and Hip Hop Weekly. I do all that stuff. I'm a one-stop shop.
Yeah, what I love most about what I'm hearing is that you've designed your life in a way to where you're doing two things. You're giving and you're teaching. And I've done the same thing with my life. And all of our guests, it's the same story. And I think if there's a message there, it's that when you are successful, or when you find something that works for you and it's good, you're obligated to share and teach that so that it keeps going, right? It's called paying it forward. So, I really salute you and admire you for taking what you've gotten and sharing that.
That's how we was taught. Like, it's enough money out here for everybody. So why not spread the jewels? Everything that is told don't have to be sold. I don't have to sell you information all the time. I will now, if I do, I probably would need a little bit of things because I got to make phone calls for you. I got to do this for you. But I'm going to give you the insight. Some people won't even give you the insight as well to put you in. So we was taught to help each other. That's, if you notice, one of Dame Dash's biggest pet peeves is, man, they don't want to teach us nothing, but I'm going to teach the people. And they didn't like that. They're here for a way and teach people being in the game. It's enough money for everybody. Everybody ain't gonna win, but just because you sold 1,000 and I sold 500, fuck it. I just got to work harder to get up there to that 1,000. And that's just how it goes. He already gave me the game. Now I got to figure out my way. I ain't gonna keep watching his pockets and worry about what he's doing. I'm gonna run with it. That's it.
Exactly. Scarcity mindset is just a crazy thing, period. And it's a lot of agendas and socializations that kind of create that, right? Like it's not enough to go around. But the reality that you and I know is that there's more than enough, right? There's more than enough. And so with that being said, a difference between like the New York and New York entertainment culture and like DC entertainment culture, because we have the same things you guys have. We have the same people, you know, those offices, they are in multiple locations. And so we have them here, but it's like, how come DC music entertainment life is not as loud as New York and Cali and other places? And so when I started having these conversations locally, they would be like, it's a crabs in a barrel market. So like, you know, basically pull you down so I can get up, pull you down so I can get up. That's not really been my personal experience here. You know, it's been all love and yada, yada, yada. But when I'm talking to them about what's going on, they're saying, you know, it's crabs in a barrel, pull person down to get somebody else brought up. And so what would you say to other cities? What kind of advice would you impart to how to be more successful as a united front in the industry and entertainment, to kind of kill that mentality for more of what y'all are doing, right? Like teach and share, be authentic and give, stop thinking it's not enough because there's more than enough. How would you help me break that trend here?
This was in DC with some of the biggest guys that run the city. Dude named Antoine, he just came home and he's a big influential person in DC. And he had everybody out there at his party, his brother's home party. Kurt Bones was from there.
Of course.
He's one of Rayful Edmonds' close friends, but you know, Rayful took his path, and then homie took the honorable path. And I'm on his podcast as well. He did interview my brother, Unique Mecca Audio, which he got a podcast himself, and your audience could go check that out. Unique Mecca Audio. He do prison stories on YouTube.
Okay.
But he was locked up with all these guys. My boy had Unique had life plus 26 years. The Trump, whatever Trump signed, got him out. He did 26 years and gave the life back. He thought he never would see this side of the world again. So I took him to Queen's Flip and did an interview with Queen's Flip to boost his numbers up on his podcast. And his numbers is up now tremendously. When I did the Queen's Flip before him, my podcast wasn't ready. So that's why I'm pushing my podcast now, and I'm still utilizing my brother. So it's still the same thing. That's how we work. So what I'm saying is Unique was invited, and it was an invite only. Not know anybody could come to this party in DC. I forgot the name of the ballroom. It was a ballroom somewhere where we was at. But some of all the big dogs that run DC was in there, and Kurt Bone was one of them. And you check out the Kurt Bone podcast, and the dude Wale is on the hook for the intro of his podcast. So he's a rapper. And see, rap is just big. So now I wouldn't say DC was a crab in a barrel with their music. It's just their culture with that music. You know, but that music is well loved. I would say like down here in North Carolina, when they do a lot of college parties and they throw that music on, a lot of people take to the dance floor and like it. A lot of people in other places to that music yet, but it's well loved in a lot of places, but it's just not, it's still just hip hop. So that's just the hard part. But to get back to what you were saying, right? I'm back to that. With the Kurt Bone, the Antoine Whites, and a few of the other guys, I can't name them all fluently because my homeboy knew him. He's from Harlem, but he knew all them guys in there as if he was born and raised in DC. They love my boy in there. He introduced me to a lot of good men in there. And a lot of things that they was preaching is about us sticking together. You know, Harlem and New York dudes never got along. I mean, New York and DC guys never got along.
Right.
The New York guys go down there and underestimate when we first heard about DC that they make what cost us $1 and we make money from. We go down there, we make $3, $4, $5 times the dollar. So they was going down there thinking like something was sweet and all that, because you know New York known to be tough and all that. But when you got down there, you didn't know them dudes in DC is tough too. Nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying?
It's a 99% chance that if somebody murdered here, and this I didn't make up, that they will not find who did it. 99%, 99% chance they will not. Right.
So what they preaching, so us going down there was a big plus showing unity, and they accepted us like family. And the Antoine White, he got us, me and my boy got us rooms and I forgot the name of the hotel, some big boy plushed out shit. He didn't have to do that. Welcomed us with open arms. And then the party, everybody had booths, but bottles was coming to booths as if they was paying for their own bottles. And guess what? They wasn't. All that was on Antoine
Wow.
White. Food plushed out, looked like you was at a Hollywood event. Catered properly, man. I had so much love there. So to get back to what you're saying, they already practicing the unity thing right now. They already practicing, and they reaching out to our state to practice it with. And then Antoine said to me, he said, yo, Bootsie, we're not just gonna do this here, unity. We want to take this on the road and show all our Black brothers in all other states. We want to come to where you at. We want to go to other places where you don't be. We want to go together and put this train together as one. So what you saying right now, you asked a very, very good question. And I do want to be the first to tell you that that's already taking place, man.
Amen. I'm so glad to hear that, because like I said, for me personally, being from California, but being raised in Virginia and then choosing to live in DC, it's like when they're saying this to me, I'm having the experience that you're having and that you're seeing. It's like united, people building, they'll give you the connection, they'll teach you the way. So when I'm hearing people say like, it's crabs in a barrel, pull this person down, it's hard, I'm like, why? Where's that coming from? I've not experienced that. I've not seen that at all. Why are y'all saying that? Yeah, it's like a rumor. It's because it's not actually true. Like what you're saying and what I've been experiencing, it's not actually true.
So, but you know, us growing up, we was kind of like that. Every city, every state says that. We crab in a barrel. Harlem said, Brooklyn said, because we all got haters on the low. Down North Carolina, you know, everybody want to be number one and looking who's shining the best and all that. So when you get a certain age, you don't care about that. You like shining, looking good for yourself. But you don't want to outshine for what? We're going to shine together. You know what I'm saying? What you don't got, I'm going to make sure you get it. You just got to take advantage of it. I can take you to the well, but you got to drink the water on your own. That's right. Mouth now. But that's actually, you know, we just grew up with those words. But then you still got some people that is crabs in the barrel secretly around for a hidden agenda to see what they get their hands into. And we're trying to weed those type of people out. And that's why when strong brothers get together, that will weed out the fake. And they'll understand you don't even want to be in this circle because you're asking for what you ain't asking for. I love it. Yeah. Keep it moving, my nigga.
Right. That's right. You know, discernment. Yeah, and people are supposed to give you that gift to know when something don't feel right, when someone not for you. But it's even better to be around people who, if you were a little weak in that department, going to let you know, hey, so-and-so, you know what I'm saying, is not one of us. I love that. Yeah. That's a fact. And that's what we believe in. And, you know, since I've been doing my podcast, I don't really, you know, I do a lot of parties. I still do if something, artists come my way, but I like to do a party with a big artist so I could kill it with a bang, be in and out, get my bread. But I used to, you know, hang out here and there, but I don't really do it that much no more. I'm either in this house filming these podcasts or working on how the next movie getting ready to be. And also, you know, I work with artists that's putting out music. So I am, I'm putting together strategies to help them actually execute their artists and their labels and put them in position with the guys I work with. So, you know, I charge a percentage of that, but you know, it's effective. It's better than them not knowing nothing. So after I teach them and once our contract is up, either they're gonna want to renew it or they learned the game. So if they learned the game and they don't want to renew it, I totally understand. But that was the point of me putting y'all in that position. I have a consulting company. It's called Big Bucks Film and Music Consulting Company. So that's Love what it. Yes. Good to know. I can definitely send some people your way with that. Because I, you know, also being in the film industry out here, you know, working on some projects as well. And, you know, this one particular project is called Boy King. And she, so it's got a lot of kids in it. And I know you're going to love that, helping them grow into rich. Yeah, so introducing you to my sister, big sis, Latrice. You know, she's our Tyler Perry here. So, and I'm grateful to be a part of that. And if you Google me, it says, Jonae Charlene is a American actress. Like it's her films and projects that I've been a part of that information. Yeah, so she got a couple of films on that. Yeah, she does. And what I did that made that pop up in Google. So we did a few seasons of that. and that really like kicked her off. But you know, she's educated. She went and studied this, got degrees in it, and she does film festivals, and like she's the truth with it. But
Does
she's
she
trying to
wear
take it to
glasses?
another level. No.
She don't wear glasses.
Uh-uh.
I know who you're talking about, man. I'm trying to remember her. I've seen her work. What didn't she do like a series or something?
Yeah,
She did
that one I was in called Archives of the Heart.
I think I've seen it. I've seen her. I've actually was on the phone with her.
Wow.
Trying to help her find promotion for it.
Our worlds are going to keep getting smaller, something tells me.
That's a fact. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna plug you with Kirk Bone. They got a full-fledged film studio right there in DC. They got everything, the big phones, the big cameras. They got everything to do whatever is needed to shoot a film. So I'm gonna start working with them too. When I was working with Little Kim, his guy that's in there, he remembered me from Little Kim because he was supposed to shoot her documentary. I forgot what happened with that, but man was chopping it up. He ain't seen me in a while. I used to work with Kim I was her hype man at one point in time.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's crazy. I'm gonna plug you with that though.
That's cool. I can't wait. I almost had the opportunity to work with her. Do you know Pop? Cameraman, videographer, also from New York, Pop. He's cool with AZ. Yeah, so Pop is how I met AZ. So Pop, I was one of his models like back in the day. I probably like his favorite model because he had me on this business.
Pop from Harlem, he live out there now.
Huh? Yeah. So you do know. Yeah, that's bro. That's
I paid him to film some stuff. We was doing a Rich Porter story.
He's the truth. He's the truth for sure. And it's just good people.
Yeah, he didn't want to come film until he got his money. I sent him $1,500 to come over and start filming.
He's for real. He gonna give it to you, but you gotta do that first. He's adamant about the quality of equipment he uses, which is why he goes about it that way. But he was trying to hook me up with doing this interview for Kim back in the day. He had it set up and I was supposed to come do it, but something happened where they had to do it quicker. And so he ended up just doing it. So
okay. He know Bootsie.
Oh yeah, for real. Obviously. So I'm gonna talk to him later today and be like, guess what I did today? That's gonna be funny.
Yeah, big facts.
Okay, so our world got even smaller just now. Okay.
Right. Yeah. No doubt. That's a fact. So what part of Cali are you from?
The Bay Area. Everybody knows the Bay.
Fresno?
Yeah. Well, Vallejo in particular, but I was born in Martinez.
Okay, I like Fresno. Fresno, cool. I hung out there one time. One of my friends showed me a good time out there.
What was your best memory? Why is it you like? What happened in Fresno?
Or does it stay in Fresno? The best memory was being at that club, man. It was and back then I was single, so it was a bunch of beautiful women over there in Cali. I'm like, man, I didn't know it was like that in Cali. It was
Lil Wayne said he wished they could all be California girls, and then he referenced the Bay. He referenced Vallejo straight after that. I was like, I tell you.
And that's how everybody look at when they go over to Cali, because they don't know that it's like that over in Cali.
The real ones know. The real ones know. That's all that matters.
No doubt. That's a fact. But I love DC too, though, man. I had a good time up there, and I'm glad you made that a point. And I hope all the DC cats hear this interview and understand what Antoine White and Kirk Bones and them is putting together out there as far as unity is concerned, and the young boys catch on, because that's very important. Because they out there killing each other for nothing, robbing each other for nothing. We done it. A lot of cats gonna be like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm doing what I want to do. But we might say out of 20, if we save one right now and keep it rolling, that's all what counts. And the other ones will just learn the hard way. And then 9 times out of 10, when you get behind the bars is when you start realizing whoever told you something that was good or something that was right, you'll really realize that now I'm behind these bars, I should have fucking listened.
Yeah.
So our mission is good, and it's only gonna get greater.
Amen.
And also another thing I want to let you know that we're doing for your audience, we had a community center down here, Shabella Recovery Center in Durham, North Carolina. and we teaching kids acting. She has a dance
Wow.
troupe in there. We teach business. We're gonna teach how to sew. Got the sewing room in there.
Love
Got a
it.
kitchen in there to teach cooking, and we have a studio in there. And I have one studio in there that I rent out from her. And we teach engineering, how to work the boards and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So now I'm putting together something with a nonprofit, DSS, Darrell Smith Studios. That's the one that actually did the domestic violence film that I'm part of. It's called 17 Days. You can catch that on Tubi. Number 17 Days, the movie.
Yeah.
And we're generating more money to actually shoot more domestic violence films.
Wow.
But we're going to utilize the center to do giveaway food, probably on Sundays, give away like canned goods, breads, all that stuff. And
I love that.
Yeah. And cook foods. You can come in and get you some food and eat till it lasts. And then we'll give away the canned goods. It's going to be donated by Walmarts and Food Lions out here, the grocery stores. And it's going to be something done on the regular as well as clothes. I'm going to be giving away some shoes and coats and all that brand new out the box from Nike, Eddie Bowers, and all that.
Yes.
On my podcast.
Wow.
So we're going to be doing that.
I knew you had a big heart, but wow, now I'm just grateful to see how big.
No doubt. Appreciate that. It's all about, making sure our youth is good, because at the end of the day, once we dead and gone, we want to make sure that our kids are straight. So
exactly. Wow. You just made my heart so full just now. That is crazy, because I'm really about the same exact things. And that's why I'm doing this show, is so that somebody will hear you say that and they'll go, wow, I need to get more involved. Or, just all kind of things like what we're talking about should inspire. It would take a Grinch to listen to this conversation and not feel like they can do more or want to be more involved in helping the youth or their community. Yeah.
Right. That's a beautiful thing. That's what it's all about. You got to help each other.
Thank you again for coming. Could you tell everybody how to find you, like online or anywhere you want to be reached, any way that they want to support anything that you're doing or just check out what you've done?
Well, they can catch me on my IG at I am Big Bootsie. It's Bootsie is BOOTSIE. I am Big Bootsie on Instagram. And then you can catch my podcast, Street Knowledge Podcast, hosted by Big Bootsie on YouTube. Go in there, like, subscribe, hit that button, so whenever we go up, it'll ring and let you know we got a new one coming up. So Street Knowledge Podcast. Make sure y'all go and subscribe right there on YouTube. And let me know what y'all think. Make sure y'all send me some comments. Let me know what I need to tighten up on and everything. I'm not perfect, but I want to make it perfect. So with the help of you guys, I'll definitely do that.
Amen. Yeah, none of us are. We're all just doing our part and being our best. And hopefully we can inspire other people to do the same. So you heard him. Follow him on all of those platforms. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and like. I'll be sure to plug it in, right about here so that they can see it and make it easier to find you. And I thank you so much for coming. It's just been so fabulous and such an honor, like getting to know you better and to just hear about all your amazing achievements and the way that you're serving your community to in turn make the world a better place. So thank you. I hope you'll come back.
Oh yeah, and just hit me. Yeah, I got plenty more to talk about. That's
a blessing. I cannot wait.
Let me know when you see appropriate, then just hit me up. I'm a phone call away right now, just like now. Simple.
Yeah, you're super tangible. I appreciate that. Thanks, everybody. See you next time on Creative Chats.